Every utility uses some kind of annotation or callout on many, if not all, components in a design. In this video, we'll look at callout basics and also show some advanced callout rules. Callouts are controlled by four things. First, there needs to be a callout block. In the annotation folder, you'll find two blocks that come with AUD that are intended for callouts, but you can also create your own. Second is a callout definition. If you switch to the Industry Model Editor and choose a feature class such as Transformer, you can define callouts specific to that feature class. Here I'll show a basic example. I'll create the new callout and I'll select the stir call block, which has two lines. Then I'll double-click on the new callout and make a couple of changes. I'll set the color to by layer. I'll set the first attribute to phase count, and I'll set the second attribute to kVA. Before I finish, I'll give this callout the name Xformer Callout 1, and then I'll click on OK. Before we go any further, let's try this callout. I'll insert a pad-mounted transformer. Then, I click on the Insert Callout command and select the transformer. I'm presented with three choices. The first one is our new transformer callout, so I'll select that one. Then I can place the callout. But why should I have to pick the callout from a list? This is the third thing that controls callouts. I'll go to the Configuration tab and this time select Manage Rules. First, I'll expand the annotation rules and drill down to transformers. Currently there's no rule, but I'll create a rule that's pretty simple and obvious. This rule basically says that whenever I create a transformer callout, I'll always use the Xformer Callout 1 callout that I created. I'll insert a description of this new rule because that's always good practice. I'll save this rule. Now, while we're at it, let's make an improvement to our callouts display. This is the fourth thing that affects callout appearance. I'll reopen the Industry Model Editor and locate my transformer callout. Now, instead of simply showing phase count in the first field, I'll select the New Expression option. This allows me to directly create a rule to control the display. I'll start by naming my rule Xformer Callout Line 1. Now I'll select phase count, and next I'll add a text string after it that says phase. I'll do the same thing for the kVA row. I'll choose New Expression, this time I'll include the kVA value, adding a string that says kVA. And after that, I'll put in the secondary voltage. I mean, why not? I'll click on OK to save this more advanced callout and test it again. Now the callout we did the last time hasn't changed, but watch as I change the transformer model. And at that point, or when any change like this is made, the callout will automatically refresh. This is much nicer as a callout. Now let's take this up one more level. Wouldn't it be nice if instead of simply showing the phase count, we could also show the phase count in combination with the phase, except for three-phase components where you don't need to show which phase it is because you know it's ABC. First, I'll open up the rule editor. I'll expand the expressions section, and under electric, I'll add a subrule called phase display. The first thing I'll do is put a special conditional text function in here. For the condition, I'll select the phase count, then I'll select the equals operator, and then I'll type in 3. So the condition is if phase count equals 3. I'll expand the rule, and in the then section, I'll enter 3ph as a text string. Now in the else section, I'm going to enter the attribute for phase count, because it could be 1 or 2. This will be followed by the text string ph with a space and an open parenthesis. This is followed by the attribute containing the value for phase. And finally, I'll add a text string with the closed parenthesis. Then I'll click on Apply. But I won't click on OK yet because I need to edit another rule. Why did I create a subrule for this? Because I might want to use this subrule anywhere phase is shown, not just for the transformer callouts. Now I'll locate the original rule expression I created for showing phase. It's over here. I'll replace it with a call to the subrule we just created a few moments ago. I'll save this rule, and now let's test this even more advanced callout. Again, I'll update the transformer model and note the new display. But I haven't set the phase value for this single phase transformer. I'll set it to B phase, and the callout will automatically update with the new information. Finally, let's see what happens when I switch to a three-phase transformer. Note that now the phase display in parentheses disappears because we're not supposed to see it for three-phase models. So let's review the important points covered in this short vignette. Callouts are based on four things: a text block that has text attributes that you can assign, a callout definition that determines what block is used, things like color and layer, and what data appears in each attribute within the block, an annotation rule that determines which callout is displayed, and one or more expression rules that control the actual text displayed. You can also use subrules within these text expressions. In this example, the single phase display subrule could be used for any component, and it could be used in many ways. And callouts will automatically update when the underlying data changes. And AUD 7.1 ensures that this works even if a callout expression is dependent on one or more other subrules.